Alright, this is Arthur Morgan with Morgan's House Ministries. And today we're going through the book of James. James 4. He says, Ye adulterers and adulteresses, know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity with God? Whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world is the enemy of God. First, to give a little bit of an understanding of what this means, let's look at the word enmity. Enmity is hostile towards. So, friendship of the world is hostility with God. You make yourself hostile to God, even if you're not realizing you're doing so. And of course, it clarifies it by flat out saying that you become an enemy of God by doing so. But what does it mean to be a friend of the world? Look in 1 John 2:15. It says, Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. It goes on and it starts talking about what it means to love the world. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, and the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life, is not of the Father, but is of the world. And the world passes away, and the lust thereof, but he that does the will of God abides forever. Now, we see a correlation. First of all, we're talking about people who are enemies of God. They love the world. But then he says, but he who does the will of God. So we have the parallels. You either love the world or you do the will of God. Now, the lust of the eyes. Getting caught up in women. Lusting after women. Even greed. Anytime that you look at somebody else's possessions with an unlawful desire for them, that's lust. Now, we get caught up in chasing after the dream. I gotta have this, I gotta have that, I gotta have this money. I gotta survive. But the reality is the things that we're doing aren't really necessary for survival. We're accumulating and accumulating for what? You know, Solomon says in Ecclesiastes, he says, what good is it if you accumulate all of these things? When you die, you can't take it with you. And the people you give it to, how do you know how they're going to deal with it? You don't know that. It's all vain. It's not that we can't provide for our family, for our loved ones, but we take things to a whole different level when we're not putting God in our focus. We have to make priorities. Make God first. See things from His perspective. What does He want me to do? Okay, I'm going to give you an example right now. I don't want to be up right now. It's almost 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm tired. All day I've been trying to study to get ready for this sermon. Distractions. Some of these things were necessities I had to deal with to take care of my family, and some of them were just distractions. But in the end, God has to come first. So though I'm tired, I have to take care of God's business before the day is out. All I'm saying, you ought to make that a priority. You ought to make God's business a priority. Get in the Word. Learn of Him. Get to know God. Get to know what it is that He wants of you. And do the will of God. We'll get into more next time about the pride of life and the lust of the flesh. But that'll conclude it for now.